I am Sue Blackwell, Jen Blackwell's mum, and together with Malcolm, Jen's dad, we co-founded DanceSyndrome, which is a charity led by people with learning disability who are passionate about dance, people who want to share their dance with people far and wide across the world, if Jen gets her way, and to lead the dance. So for me, Dance Syndrome is encapsulated within the four terms of learning disability, dance, inclusion, and equity. So these are the underpinning beliefs of Dance Syndrome, and everything we do is done through dance and through co-production of dance. So Noelle, over to you. I would love to hear your takeaways from having experienced Dance Syndrome firsthand, having previously just spoken with me about it.
For me, I went to the workshop, and what struck me as really important, I think, particularly as a drama therapist and somebody who grew up with dance as an important part of my life, is that we cut to the chase when we do something together that doesn't rely on our clever talk. We kind of like our clever talk, our cognitive thinking also is often where our defense and barriers lie. So if somebody comes up and invites you to dance, you may be a bit resistant to dancing, but actually it's quite difficult to resist when the music's going and everybody's dancing and you kind of knew you went into a dancing space. And very soon there's a real equality in that dance. The sharing of leadership of the dance, the kind of having fun, the joy that's created. But what happened in that workshop wasn't just the dance. There was also quite a lot of reflection. After we did little bits, we'd stop and we'd reflect. And I think that is what's one of the really powerful things that I felt when I came out of that workshop is that, we've been kind of looking at including self-advocates in unusual areas, political conversations, research areas for quite a few years. And we're still on a journey with that, I think, in the learning disability professional world. But what I felt happened in that workshop was that by beginning the encounters through dance, a lot of other equality came quite quickly and a lot of barriers went down and people could speak quite honestly from their felt experience because they were actually often put the dance leaders very cleverly put us sometimes in uncomfortable situations that they as self-advocates had experienced in society regularly. And so we felt it quickly without knowing that's what we were going to feel. And I know that when I use my drama therapy, that's the kind of situation that I bring up for people too, to feel things and then talk about them is very different to just cognitively thinking about things. So for me, that was very powerful.
For me, it was actually the first time that I'd been in that workshop situation as well. And so it was a real eye-opener to see. And I thought what was fascinating was the different reactions that people had to the confusion which was sown purposefully in order that people had a greater sense of appreciation of the enormity of living life with a learning disability. And it was fascinating to watch all of those different reactions to it, including Jen's, may I say. Jen, on this occasion, she blanked out the rest of the confusion that was going on around her. And we were actually together physically in that space. And all she actually heard was the music. So she'd forgotten about all of the instructions. She was blind to the chaos, and she was just engaging with the music, and she was taking us with her.
Yes.
I mean, how fantastic was that? So actually, yes, we were blind to the chaos.
Yes.
And so we were in our little unique sort of cushioned bubble led by Jen, because she was showing us how to respond in a situation of confusion, and which I thought was just absolutely fascinating in its own right.
Yes. I think also for a lot of people to see people with learning disabilities or intellectual disabilities leading quite powerfully in the dance is really important as well as in the conversation. There were some excellent dancers there. I know one of your dancers has got a place at is it London Ballet Youth Ballet, or something amazing. And watching her dance, watching Jen dance when they did their solos, really in the excellent dances in their own right. And that is also a wonderful thing to see. This isn't people with learning disabilities dancing. This is dancers dancing, professional dancers, and that in itself is lovely as well.